Hello everyone, my name is Ishita Mangal. I'm a fashion designer and a content creator. Today I'm going to talk about which jewelry to wear with which neckline. This is a question that a lot of you have asked me about since so long. When we are wearing our jewelry with our whatever neckline, whether it's with suits or with saris, there's a little bit of logic that you can put in the picture which will make the process a lot more easier for you. So that's what I'm going to explain you today in this video. I really hope you like this video. If you have been watching my videos, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Without further ado, let's just get into the video. A round neckline is something that usually sits on the collarbone. This is actually one of the most common types of neckline, and for the same reason, pretty much everything looks good with this neckline. It could be a choker, a long necklace, or a collar necklace. If it's a collar necklace, then just make sure it's a little wide to have covered the round lines of the neckline. Otherwise it's going to start interfering with it. If you take a very thin piece, then some of it might go inside the neckline, some of it would be visible, and it would just look a little bit messy. So a thin collar necklace might look weird with it, but other than that, everything will look good with this neckline. There are various kinds of scoop necklines. There's something which is really deep, and then something which is closer to the neck, which is the most common scooped kind of neckline, especially existing in Indian blouses. And then there is an oval scoop which almost looks like a boat neckline but not quite. And with all of these necklines, there's pretty much the same rule, that wear something which is close to your neck. That can be a choker, a collar necklace, a bib necklace, any of these work, but ideally it'll be more aesthetic if there is a little bit of gap between your necklace and the neckline. So a little bit of skin should be visible in the gap. If you can achieve that, then it will look the nicest. You can actually go with a long necklace for this. I find it best when you pair a choker with a long necklace, but this is a very versatile neckline, so feel free to experiment as you want. Except maybe you should avoid waterfall necklaces, which is not that common, but I mentioned it anyway. With a V neckline, keep something which is close to the neck. You can go for long necklaces, but if you're going for long necklaces, make sure that they're either finished just above the neckline, or if it finishes on the neckline, then it should be nice and thick. That's what she said. Something that covers the lines of the neckline, for example, a Rani Har. And if you're taking a longer necklace, then make sure it's long with the string and just has a pendant. This is especially appropriate for deep V necklines. This is the kind of neckline which was made famous by the iconic Sabyasachi Mukherjee. And of course, if you wear this neckline, no one will notice your necklace. Everyone will be focused to talk about your neckline. Waterfall necklaces actually look the best with V neckline, but again, make sure there's a little bit of gap between the neckline and the necklace's hem, and you'll be good to go. This is also a very common type of neckline found in Indian wear, especially blouses. Again, you can wear a choker, you can wear a collar necklace, a bib necklace. Deepika wore a bib necklace with this corset. This is also a sweetheart neckline and literally broke the internet. With the sweetheart neckline, I will suggest to avoid long necklaces just because you'll be cutting a lot of lines. A sweetheart is anyway, there's a lot of curvature happening on the neckline, and then if you pair it with a long necklace, it just cuts in the wrong places. I have seen a lot of people wearing it, especially a lot of brides, and according to me, it looks weird. So I would recommend that you avoid it, but again, all is up to you. A square neckline is something which is not that common in Indian wear, but I'd like to cover it anyway. So with the square neckline, always keep something close to the neck. Avoid mid-length necklaces at all cost. Avoid anything that passes through that neckline as well, because it's going to start looking weird. Well, you look weird all the time, but the point of this video is to take you one step away from it. Also with a square neckline, I would say avoid very chunky pieces, like go for something delicate or mid-sized, but avoid very chunky because that's also going to look a little bit gaudy. With a high neckline, the only possible necklace that you want to avoid is a very thick choker, because it's going to firstly look uncomfortable and make you feel uncomfortable. Even though a lot of people would like to choke you, but I would still not want to miss a view on my videos. So avoid it, but if you are going for a choker, go for a slightly mid-size or a delicate one, and make sure that it sits on your collarbone, not something too high, something that sits here. A bib or a collar necklace certainly looks weird with a high neck. The best would be to actually take the mid-size sort of necklaces. So something which is multi-tiered, something like a Rani Har, those would look nicer. Oh my god, Malaika does look amazing here. You know, off topic here, but I actually spoke to the designer of the lehenga and they told me that Kareena had worn it, Sonam had worn it, and so many other people wore it, but it actually sold when Malaika wore it. Because, well, I think it all really comes down to styling. Everything in fashion is about styling. Now with a halter neckline, you have to see that the neckline will come very close to your neck. So for the same reason, you have to keep a necklace which is also close and a lot more delicate. Avoid long necklaces at all cost. They will 100% look weird with a halter neckline. You can take a choker, a collar necklace, or even a waterfall necklace. In fact, with the halter neckline, I would also suggest to skip the necklace completely and instead go for heavy earrings. I think that would be a better option. So these are, I think, the most common necklines in Indian wear. So I've tried to pretty much cover all of them. Now, apart from that, you also have to keep the draping in mind. For example, when you're wearing a sari and you take an open pallu, right? So irrespective of the neckline of the blouse, you will be covering a big chunk of the neckline. In that case, a long necklace sort of looks nice, because when there's an open pallu, a long necklace kind of is highlighted against that pallu. But if you take the same pallu and sort of start pleating it, and if you pleat it on your shoulder, then there is suddenly a lot of lines crossing around the chest area. So then at that moment you should avoid another long necklace, because it's going to cut through all these lines. So take something closer to the neck then. The basic rule, if you notice, of all of this is to not have too many lines interfere with each other. That's going to create a little bit of hodgepodge and will not look pleasing to the eyes. And as long as you understand this rule, you will be able to style any neckline. So this was my video on how to choose your jewelry with whatever neckline that you're wearing. I really hope that this was helpful. I did try to cover most of the necklines and most of the necklaces. If I did miss out on anything, please do mention in the comments and I will try and answer to the best of my ability. If you did like this video and if you found it helpful, please share it with your friends and family, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's really important that you do that. Thank you so much for watching my video again. My name is Ishita Mangal and I will see you next time. Bye.